where we were one game away from the Super Bowl. I love it. I love it so much. So, with that being said, are you ready, Daniel, for the most exciting game?
Oh, this is my game. This is my game
Do you
right
want to? Do
here.
you want to? Do you want to? Do you want to take the lead on this one?
Let's get this rolling. Scott's number one team versus my number one team. That's what we basically got going on here this week.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. The Bears going to the Rams. Three factors for me in this game. Okay, one, it is freezing cold in Chicago. While Matthew Stafford is and that whole freaking team has been used to the nice warm stadium atmosphere, they still have to acquire themselves being used to the West Coast. Now going to basically the center coast, I guess you could say
Yeah.
center America, whatever it
Half
is.
the effect.
Half the effect. You know what I mean? 2 hour time difference, not nothing too crazy, just one movie.
Yeah.
But there's also the atmosphere in the sense of this Rams defense has a hard time, I feel like, playing in close game situations. Really having a hard time slamming the door, allowing their defense to run away with the game. You know what I mean? And last time I checked, Devontae Adams, he had a hamstring injury. Speaking from someone who's also had a hamstring injury, while I may not have had the same athletic training staff that Devontae Adams and medicine that he's had throughout his life, I can tell you one thing is that my hamstring is throbbing in the freezing cold, and I can only imagine the type of, I guess you could say, limitations he may put himself in, especially running all game, or limitation in snaps that he's going to be taking all game. I'm not sure with the full weather conditions, but
It's
in the cold
supposed
weather, like,
it's supposed to be like
with the
20.
rain, isn't it?
I think it's supposed to precipitate in some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form.
And what happens when it's
Snow,
cold
sleet.
mixed
Yeah.
with that, Scotty, as we know, shit gets slippery.
Yeah.
And what's that going to require? Like, Swift slipped on this field the last time when they were playing the Packers. Chungus was slipping when they played against the Packers. And you're going to tell me people like Kyron Williams, Corum, they're not going to go through the same thing, you know what I mean?
Well, I wanted to tell you this too. Is I had the injury report pulled up, and I know Devontae is like kind of like weird to read with that kind of stuff because he's a vet, but it looks like he's participating, so he should be
Oh yeah,
good.
100%. I
But
just wonder
he's
for me,
in the
how's
rain.
the temperature gonna how is the temperature gonna react
Yeah,
with his injury? Like me having a hamstring injury in the past, like I remember in the cold, I'd have to roll that shit out, be on the bike,
yeah,
get used to it and everything like that. But then this is a professional setting. Like, I mean, this
yeah.
is you gotta be ready, but at the same time, conditions are conditions.
If
And
you're
this is LA.
92 or 95%, like that's the difference in a lot of these athletes here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I concur.
And for that, I also feel as if these, like, I guess you could say, like Parkinson, for example, it's a different scheme. It's a different kind of situation going up against people like, what was it, Terrell Edmonds, and then you have Kevin Byard. Like this defense, after beating the Packers, they've gotten over that hump. They've beaten their kryptonite. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. Is in their division, in their division. Those are the people that for some reason just always have the Bears number.
Yeah.
But
They went 2-4 in the division this year and won. Isn't that
yes,
weird? Like, how do you
literally,
do that?
isn't that psychotic? That's how the Bears work.
Yeah.
It's like the moment they see green and yellow, purple and white, or blue and silver, it's like their knees start shaking. But they see any other team, they play with like the absolute like most elegant play styles, perfect execution. Like it's fantastic, and that's where I'm wondering, right? Like that's gonna. I'm not. No, that's my all time favorite game this week. I'm so excited to
Yeah.
see how that turns out. I see Caleb Williams, Matthew Stafford having an absolute slugfest, like bang for bang. I see Odunze having a crazy game today, like this week. I did say I think beforehand that I think this is going to be his comeback game beforehand. That he was going to have a comeback game in sometime in this playoff. Chungus is going to be getting yards because one thing I feel like the Rams have a hard time struggling with is power running rather than
Yeah.
running to the outside, trying to go and catch them, lacking in that sense. But um, between their running game, Caleb's elusiveness, and the weapons they have, I don't think the Rams defense is has the people to be able to keep up with DJ Moore, Colston Loveland, what's it called? Romo Dunze, Luther Burden, what's it called? And Komet. Dude, I feel like Komet is just ignored
Yeah.
24/7, but he's still a dude out there, bro.
He
Like,
is. Yeah.
so I'm wondering how that's gonna turn out because I think and I feel that the Bears front is going to be like a factor, a tremendous factor in this game.
Well,
for them.
they need to show up. They really do. The Bears defense, as much as this weather stuff is a glaring issue for this Rams team, I'm pretty sure with the Rams, Matthew Stafford is 1-9 with that last loss coming to the Eagles in the divisional round of the playoffs. Now, I'll say this. I think that Eagles team and this Bears team are very different teams. I really do.
Agree.
I think the Eagles team was very, very talented. They were overwhelmingly physical.
A lot of young guys. I feel like people don't recognize that. We had a lot of young guys on that team.
Well, and that's good if they're all under, on their third or fourth year of their contract and they're 26 years old. It's like, okay, it's not like he's, I don't know. The Packers are the youngest team in the year for the third year in a row. Like they constantly have like 23, 24-year-olds. But my point is, if you go back and you watch that Rams-Eagles game, that was the closest game against the Super Bowl champions in last year's playoffs, and it was in the snow. From that moment, I mean, I was on the Rams from like mid-season last year after the way I saw Stafford and Puka against the Bills. It was just like, I felt like I hadn't seen a passing game so explosive, able to make every kind of throw and catch. And I was on them. And I thought they were the best team to beat the Eagles, and they were so close. There were so many stupid errors that cost them that game. And I feel like that is the scariest thing for me with this Rams team, because this Bears team, their defense depends on turnovers, and they're going to have the atmosphere for it. Makes me nervous, because on paper, this Bears team should not beat this Rams team.
Yes.
I think we all fully acknowledge that. That's why the Rams are favored. But why is it only like 3.5? Because this Bears offense in this atmosphere might
thrives in this atmosphere.
They might be just as effective as the Rams offense is against this Bears bad defense just because of the weather. That's what makes you nervous. But this is what I'm saying is last year in the playoffs, the most recent sample we have of that 1-9, right? Now, they still should be expected to be worse. But in that Eagles game, in that clutch game-winning drive, they were this close to advancing. They would have had to get the 2-point, I'm pretty sure, to tie it up. But I felt like if they tied that up, the Eagles were relying on Saquon Barkley runs. You going to get a third one of those? Maybe. I don't know. But the Rams had every opportunity to win that game because of Stafford. I think we're going to see the same thing here. I can't see the Bears defense holding the Rams to less than like 21. I can't see it. I don't see it. It's not possible. They scored 14 in the opening drives versus the Panthers, and the Panthers, as much crap as they get for being 8-9, I think their defense might even be better than the Bears defense, just because even though they have up and down, they've held offenses like the Packers to like 16. Like, that's better than the Bears have ever done. You know what I mean?
Takeaways don't matter to you.
The final score at the end of the game is what matters. Like how many points did you let up, and were you able to like force some 3 and outs? That kind of stuff matters too. Like, you can't get dominated in time of possession. And you can move the ball any which way on the Bears defense. I don't think they're really that great at either thing. I think they're worse against the pass, but being average against the run means you can't stop this Rams run game. So I'm going to pick the Rams. I fully acknowledge the Bears can win. I know a lot of people who are picking the Bears right now, but I'm digging my heels in. What the hell is the point of me this year backing this team for over a year and a half? Really? Expecting this moment, expecting them to show up. Last year I could swallow that pill. That Eagles team was too good. They can't lose this game right here if they are who I think they are. So I'm picking the Rams to win by a score of 28-24.
I see it being a very, very good showdown for a while. They're gonna score a couple touchdowns, but I also do see that they're gonna get stalemated for a little bit, and I think the Bears are gonna still be able to come out on top, and it's gonna be 29-23 is my prediction.
End of the game interception while the Rams have a chance to go win.
Did I not, last week, did I not tell you that I was like, I see it being Jordan Love going down for the final drive, and it was going to be like an interception, and this motherfucker dropped it,
Dropped
bro.
it, yeah.
I was so pissed.
Yeah, you were very, very, very close. Now I think you may have had it in your head that it was a bit more like the Seahawks Patriots interception situation, but that was close enough.
I was kind of more thinking like that in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that was close enough. If that's I mean, I understand the argument for the Bears. And Sean McVay lost to Ben Johnson and the Lions last year. That was kind of the sample I had for this. So he's got away with things. This is gotta be despite the weather, I still think it's going to be the most exciting game we get this week. So very much looking forward to Rams Bears. And now, do you have anything else to say about this? I know there's a lot about this one, or we can move on to.
We can move on.
All right, yeah, we are going here, folks.